CIL 650, in association with Tom Lucas Productions, presents Radio Real Estate.
A house in the middle of us.
And now, here are your hosts, Bill Macklem, Fern Northcutt, and Tom Lucas.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Ron, Bill. How are you, buddy? Hey, there's Bill Macklem, and our friend Fern Northcutt is there, too. Good morning, Fern.
Good morning, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm good. You're looking fabulous. I think the sunshine does that to you, you know?
It certainly does, doesn't it? It's amazing what a little bit of sunshine will do.
My God, makes you want to go out and maybe buy a house or two. Holy cow, what a week it's been in the world of real estate, you guys.
I know. Absolutely crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, prices are still up there. Homes are still selling. People are saying, can I sell my house? Yes, you can. Can I move somewhere? Well, that's a different story. We'll have to see about that. What's your take on that, Fern?
Well, yes, there's not a lot of product out there, so, it's all good and fine to put your home on the market. And like I said before, it's a catch-22 situation that you put your home on the market and you sell it. Where do you go?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't put your home on the market, you find your perfect house, you can't buy it because you have to buy it cash because there's 4 other people lined up behind you. It's a real tough situation
no kidding.
for buyers and sellers.
What a time it's been. And Bill Macklem, you still have people coming into you. You've had a busy week, too?
Yes, the week has stayed the same as it was last week. People started coming in, getting pre-approved. Obviously, that's such a good thing. I was just talking to some American counterparts, and they were saying that in the Phoenix area, if you don't get pre-approved, the realtors will not take you out.
Really?
To look at properties at all.
So I guess it's a case it's a case in Phoenix of like the money talks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, but the thing is, too, that you don't want to waste anybody's time and you don't want your own time wasted. And, it's been my policy for the last 10 years that if people are not pre-qualified, then I won't put them in my car either. That, we're on a fishing trip with bait. That's the whole idea. If you're not pre-qualified, you have no bait.
Jeez, I've never quite heard it put that way before, but it makes a lot of sense to me. It's a couple minutes after 10 o'clock. Bill Macklem, the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages, is with us. You've heard his wonderful voice. He's the resident mortgage expert on the program. He will have the mortgage rate update in just a few minutes.
And Bill will also answer your mortgage question of the week.
Later in the show, I'll be talking about Canadians and looking at the Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Indio, Rancho area for purchasing a summer or winter home.
That sounds like a great idea. And our radio real estate home handyman, Finn Jensen, is here this morning and look at urbanization boom going on in our residential sector.
Monica Dinabraga, president of Mommy Mays, will be here with her cleaning tip of the week.
And this morning, she's got a dandy tip for you, Bill. I hope you're going to be taking notes for your wife because she's going to want to talk.
I got my pen. I'm ready to go.
Not only that, the Royal Bank, as Fern and Bill love to talk about, made a huge profit again this year. We'll find out just how much, right, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. I think I'm in the wrong business. I think I should have been a bank executive. Anyway, Bill's mortgage question of the week is coming up, and if there's something you'd like to know, leave your question for Bill on our website, RadioRealEstateShow.ca. That's RadioRealEstateShow.ca, and Bill will answer it on our next show.
And your John of Keller Williams Lee Realty is on the show to bring us up to date on what's happening with real estate in the Tri-Cities area.
And Andy Mattu of New Coast Realty. He's gone to a new company, so don't forget that. It's New Coast Realty is with us this morning, and we'll take a look at the Greater Vancouver real estate market. And it looks like it's 10:04, and you're listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
And right now it's time for your weekly mortgage rate update with our resident mortgage expert, Mr. Bill Macklem, the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Bill, still a good time to go and borrow some money if you can.
Oh, it really is. I mean, even if you have to use some of the lesser-known lenders, your 5-year rate is 2.44%. That's $391 per 100,000 of mortgage. So if you times that by 2 or 3 or 4, depending what kind of purchase price you're looking at, if you're buying a $300,000 house, you're looking at just a little bit under $1,100 a month. That's not bad.
Mm-mm.
On the variable rate mortgage, they're down to 2.2. So variable rate mortgages are 2.2, and that payment is $379, $100,000. So when you look at the variable versus the fixed, you're almost thinking for the $10, $12 difference on per 100,000, it might be worthwhile if you're a first-time home buyer. If you're a little sensitive to interest rate increases or decreases, you might want to be looking at a 5-year fixed.
You know, Bill, it's true what Ferd was just saying. In a lot of cases, it is cheaper to buy than it is to rent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even with the government increase on what your down payment is, before you could have 5% down, now you got to have a little bit more down, and if you got that extra cash for down payment, it's still cheaper than renting.
Absolutely.
Okay, the time now is 5 minutes after 10 o'clock, 10:05. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. In the next segment of our program, Bill will answer the mortgage question of the week. I forgot to ask you, Bill, do you have the sweater with you today?
I do. It's actually a little chilly here. It's dropped from 9 degrees. It's I don't know how we're going to handle it. I've actually put my longies on. It's down to 70.
I'm glad you put something on me.
Oh, you wuss.
Yeah, hey, later in the program, we're going to be talking about our friends over at RBC. We'll talk about their profits. And Monica Dina Abriga, the president of Mummy Maids, will be with us. And this morning, she has her cleaning tip. This morning, she's going to talk about how she likes to tackle those musty aromas coming out of the basement.
Ooh, that's
Ooh, lovely. You're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house on Radio Real Estate on CL 650.
Introducing Mommy Maids, a business created out of the lack of employment opportunities for single moms with flexible working hours. From residential to commercial, you can trust their insured and bonded cleaning professionals with any task. Let them clean your castle with no hassle. Go to mummymaids.com or call 604-533-4959.
1, 2, 3, ABC. Mommy Maids come rescue me.
Tom Lucas from the Radio Real Estate Show with Mike Farkas, my service manager over at North Vancouver Nissan.
With all these beautiful blossoms coming out, it's hay fever season again. We're offering 15% off to all our customers on parts and labor for the replacement of their in-cabin microfilters. And this is a filter that filters the air going into their little environment inside the car.
So if you want more information, you can breathe freely. Go to the web and go to northvancouvernissan.com or give Mike a call. Right, Mike?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem. In these busy and hectic times with family and business responsibilities, it is difficult to find the time to sit down with your mortgage broker and discuss all your mortgage options. I'm available to meet with you at your place of work, your home, our office, or at a place convenient for you. Please give me a call at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663.
CL 650. Letters. We get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters.
I love that tune, Billy?
You bet.
We get letters, we get stacks and stacks of letters, and this week is no different. We're into March, and Fern does have a fantastic question for you this morning.
And this one is just for you, Bill. This week's question is from Ranbir Gill of Surrey, and Ranbir says, if I know what my credit score is, does the mortgage broker or bank still have to run another check?
Well, thanks, Fern. That's a really good question for Ranbir. Let me just kind of go back one step. So your credit history, which is your credit report, determines what loans you'll qualify for and sometimes the interest rate you'll actually pay. Lenders get your credit history by obtaining your credit score. You'll most likely need to borrow funds from a lender. That is why credit is such an important component to the home buying process. So just because you have your credit score, if it's not tied in with the application that's being submitted to the lender, then the lender will not actually even approve it. You have to have a credit score attached to every application that you send in to a lender or to a broker to actually determine what you qualify for. Your credit score is essential, it's critical, and it's something to be guarded very, very carefully.
So, Fern, if somebody would like to get some more information from Bill online, what should they do?
For expert mortgage information online, visit billymac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, MAC.com, or call Bill at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Thank you so much, Fern. It's 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. You're listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650 here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And it's time right now for Andrea Jock. She's with Keller Williams Elite Realty. And this morning she will be telling us what's going on in the Tri-Cities. Andrea, hello there.
Good morning, Tom. Hi, everyone.
How you doing this morning?
Fantastic.
During this past week, there was an article around, I think it came out of TO, all about things that are changing in real estate. What's going on?
It's been another busy week in the Tri-Cities. Listings are low and we're seeing homes selling in multiple offers after the open houses. So if you're buying, the best offers being accepted right now are subject-free. You can contact myself or your agent to learn more about how subject-free offers work. Today I'm featuring a brand new, beautiful, perfect family home located at 850 Calvin Street in Coquitlam. Ideal for day-to-day family living and entertaining. Custom designed with European influence and quality in construction, situated close to the future SkyTrain and just steps away from Coma Lake Avenue. Featuring an elegant, modern interpretation of a craftsman-style home, architecturally designed, combining quality, modern features, classic design, and professionally landscaped details. Bright, open, huge windows, vaulted ceilings, elegant flooring, and finishing details throughout. A beautiful kitchen with second kitchen adjoining the family and great room. Enjoy the fully fenced, beautiful, and private fun outdoor area, including a huge covered deck, barbecue area, and play area for kids. Come by and visit the open house today and tomorrow from 1 to 4. Tonight at the Evergreen Cultural Center, Nicola Cavendish is starring as Vera in this touchingly, vividly rendering story about a sprightly 91-year-old New Yorker and her 21-year-old grandson Leo, who has just cycled across the country and moves in with her. For these events and many more, visit the3h.com. This is Andrea Jock for Radio Real Estate.
And Andrea had a really good point there. The key phrase that I picked up on is about multiple offers. And a lot of people don't understand how multiple offers really, really work. So call Andrea or either call your broker and discuss multiple offers, because in this market it's important. But to get in touch with Andrea in the Tri-Cities, call her at 604-783-3124 or visit pinnaclegrouprem.com. Phone number again is 604-783-3124 or visit pinnaclegrouprem.com.
Thank you so much, Fern. Now, coming up, we're going to be stopping by the Royal Bank of Canada, and I think, Fern, what we can do is we can visit Bill Macklem's money in there. Oh, I'm sorry.
What a good idea.
That was their profits, not Bill's money at all, right, Fern?
Exactly.
Yeah, that can be a little bit of unsettling. Anyway, good morning. This is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty with mortgage expert Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgage, producer Dwayne Bishop, and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Radio Estate Vancouver's original on-air open house on CL 650.
Hi, this is Monica from Mummy Maids. We're here to help you with all your cleaning needs, including move-in, move-outs, packing and unpacking, organizing, laundry and windows, walls, basic cleaning and custom cleaning. We do it all. You deserve a break and Mummy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959. That's 604-533-4959. Or visit us at mummymaids.com.
Tom Lucas from the Radio Real Estate Show with Mike Farkas, my service manager over at North Vancouver Nissan.
With all these beautiful blossoms coming out, it's hay fever season again. We're offering 15% off to all our customers on parts and labor for the replacement of their in-cabin microfilters. And this is a filter that filters the air going into their little environment inside the car.
So if you want more information, you can breathe freely. Go to the web and go to northvancouvernissan.com or give Mike a call. Right, Mike?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Most people need advice on mortgage financing. We provide personal financial advice with no vested interest and at no cost. We're compensated by the lenders. We'll review your current financial situation to determine if you are ready to purchase. If not, we'll help develop a plan to put home ownership in your future. For more information, call 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Vancouver weather.
Well, for this weekend, some cloud, some sun, some wind, a few showers thrown in too. A little bit of everything. So I think we're having just a little bit of everything for the next few days. And temperature's pretty mild right now. In the sunshine, it's 13 degrees on the Radio Real Estate Show.
CL 650.
They stone you when you're trying to go home. They'll stone you when you're there all alone.
I should not feel so all alone. You know the rest of that tune, Bill? Everybody must get... Nobody wants to bite on that one, huh? Okay.
No.
Go home. Everybody must go home.
That's close, Fern. That's close. That's close. 14 after 10, 10:14. If you need some money, what we suggest you do is you talk to our friends over at the Royal Bank of Canada because, as Bill was telling me over the week, gee whiz, the Royal Bank of Canada sure seems to have a lot of dough these days.
The Royal Bank of Canada reporting a profit of $2.45 billion in the first quarter, which was actually down on a year-over-year comparison. There were a couple of accounting things that comparatively a year ago in the first quarter bolstered the bottom line for the RBC. Nevertheless, it is doing very well in certain segments. In fact, record earnings from its personal and commercial banking operations, its largest business component, which posted a profit alone of $1.3 billion. Big question for the RBC is about exposure to the energy sector and potential downdraft on results coming out of Alberta and Western Canada. We heard a little bit of that when the Bank of Montreal and the National Bank reported their first quarter results.
Well, Bill, I got to be very careful here. How come the banks seem to have some dough and I don't?
They're doing very well. I'm just looking at that same report that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry. So their personal commercial banking net income was actually up a record $1.29 million, up $35 million, or 3% compared to last year. So they didn't lose any money on the personal commercial banking. On the wealth management, they were up another 32% from last year, $303 million, was up $73 million in the previous year. Insurance, which, my personal opinion is that banks shouldn't be in it, was down, so they decreased by 29%, so they didn't make any money there. Investor and treasury services down. Capital markets was decreased. So what I'm looking at is I'm seeing that they're making a ton of money off the wealth management and the personal and commercial banking. The people that actually run this country.
I see. Well, I'm just wondering after the show
absolutely.
if Fern and I can maybe meet up with you, get in your van and go over to the bank and visit some of your money. Can we do that?
We could do that. It's in a big room.
I thought so. Okay. 16 after 10 o'clock. We know that everybody up here, people like Fern and my neighbor, and actually my daughter's heading down there too. But people love to talk about the Southlands. We love to talk about Mexico. And that's why Nick Fong is on the show with us this morning. And again this morning, Mick is going to talk about your Mexican moment here.
Price reduction on a house in Phase 1 of Ventanas. It's been reduced to $249,000, and I'm actually at the clubhouse of Ventanas, which is right across the street from the house. The swimming pool off in the background. The owners are very motivated to sell this fully furnished 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home that has great ocean views from the terrace. Price reduction on a house in Phase 1 of Ventanas. It's been reduced to $249,000, and I'm actually at the clubhouse, which is right across the street from the house. The house is right behind me, and the swimming pool off in the background. The owners are very motivated to sell this fully furnished 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home that has great ocean views from the terrace above the carport. Also has a jacuzzi off of the master terrace, and the master bedroom has been expanded, so it's a much larger master bedroom than what was originally designed. And also this week, the Rolling Hills lot, which is a third of an acre, the owners reduced another $5,000. It is now $44,000, still extremely motivated.
That's a great opportunity for somebody listening this morning, Nick. Thank you very much. Hola, what else do you have for us?
A brand new listing in Ventanas that is the largest floor plan ever offered by the developer in Phase 1, and it is very unique in that it's fully furnished, has a backyard with ocean views, has ocean views from the second level, which is the living area and where the master bedroom sits, has a finished rooftop terrace with outdoor kitchen, fire pit, and a rooftop terrace swimming pool with infinity edge. The advantage with this property, it's never been seen before, but the bank that currently holds the mortgage for the sellers is willing to finance a buyer at 0% interest for 5 years with 50% down. This is something I've never seen before. Sale is a short sale, so it does require a lot more paperwork, but for someone looking for a deal, this is a deal that I've never seen before in Cabo, where the bank is willing to do a 0% interest rate loan with 50% down. Have a great rest of your week, and hope to hear from you soon.
You can see just how far your moolah will go in Mexico. Call Nick. His area code is 312. The telephone number is 725-3664. That's 312-725-3664. Fern, you spend a fair amount of time down in Mexico because you love it down there. Do you find that there are more and more Canadians, especially British Columbians, coming down there to maybe buy recreational property or just perhaps move down there?
Well, that there's that 6-month rule, 6 months and 6 months. And yes, there's an awful lot of Canadians. What we're finding as well, that there's more Quebecers coming down.
Interesting.
And so it is a good cross-section of different Americans and Canadians, but mainly Canadians. We kind of like to get away from our winters.
I hear you. And I understand, too, that if the Canadian is going down there, you don't have to be intimidated by the fact that maybe you don't speak Mexican at all or Spanish.
Well, more and more people are speaking Spanish here. They're trying to reach out to our culture, which I find absolutely fantastic, because a lot of the gringos don't reach out and try and learn their language. But that there are a certain amount of gringos like myself. We like to take Spanish lessons, because if you can go to another country and confer with somebody in their own language, then you're much better accepted.
Is that kind of like coming to Vancouver learning how to speak English? Sí, poco.
Don't even go there.
Don't even. I have no choice. I have to go there. It's 10:20. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. Tom Lucas with Fern Northcott of RE/MAX Performance Realty. Fern, now, somebody would like to get a hold of you during the week to discuss some real estate up here in the West Coast. I know you have a phone number and a website for them.
Absolutely. I can be reached at 604-790-9066. That is 604-790-9066. That is text or cell. And I'll give you my email rather than my website. I know people can go through that, but my email is Fern, F-E-R-N-E, at smartSMARTT.com. That's Fern with an E, smart with 2 T's.com.
All right, now before you go and see Fern, it's best to go and see a guy like Bill, get pre-approved, right? Willie, how do we get a hold of you?
Well, we're pretty easy. We only have the one number. We have 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663.
All right, give Bill a call. He and his wonderful staff will take good care of you. Now, Fern, we got another segment to go in the program, and what is coming up?
We certainly do, and I'm looking forward to this. We'll be joined by Monica DeNobrega, president of Mommy Maids, who has this week's cleaning tip.
More real estate information is coming right up on Vancouver's original on-air open house.
Thank you, Billy. That's Tom Lucas with a co-host, Fern Northcott of RE/MAX Performance Realty. Bill Macklem, he is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop. And no, Dwayne and I are not going to Cuba. We mentioned that last week on the show. Yeah. One of my friends thought you and I were actually going to Cuba. Why aren't we?
We really should go.
Palm Springs.
Okay, let's go to Palm Springs then. As a matter of fact,
if you want to see old cars, go to Cuba.
Oh, for God's sake,
you gotta go everywhere.
I gotta go. There's a song there. I've been everywhere, man. Hey, good morning. It's Tom Lucas. Fern Northcott is here. Bill Macklem is here. Dwayne is here, and we're all here. It's the Radio Real Estate Show on CIL 650, smooth and easy in Vancouver.
Tom Lucas from the Radio Real Estate Show with Mike Farkas, my service manager over at North Vancouver Nissan.
With all these beautiful blossoms coming out, it's hay fever season again. We're offering 15% off to all our customers on parts and labor for the replacement of their in-cabin microfilters. And this is the filter that filters the air going into their little environment inside the car.
So if you want more information, you can breathe freely. Go to the web and go to northvancouvernissan.com or give Mike a call. Right, Mike?
Absolutely. I'm here.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott of RE/MAX Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. You deserve the facts of a professional home evaluation based on the statistics of the MLS. To find out what your house is really worth, call or text me. Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Over the past 25 years, I have found most home purchasers do not use a mortgage broker. We are a no-charge professional who have assisted over 5,000 home buyers finance their home. The exciting part is these same home buyers come back to us for refinancing, buying their next property, or lowering their current payments. Call us at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
CIL 650.
The cleanup woman, 'cause she's tough. I mean, she really cleans up.
Yeah, Monica, the cleanup woman, is with us this morning. I asked her if she'd come down to the studio and look around, but she said she's far too busy, so she just had to talk to me on the phone this morning. So, oh, well, we have her standing by. Monica, we have a little problem coming out of the basement at the radio station. Can you help us here?
Good morning, Tom. With all this rain in Vancouver, some of us will experience the musty basement problem. If your cellar smells like mildew, it's probably damp, so you'll need to use a dehumidifier to clean up the air a bit. Then mix a few drops of tea tree oil, a natural killer of mold spores, with either rubbing alcohol or inexpensive vodka, and spray on anything that smells musty. The alcohol evaporates quickly, leaving the tea tree oil to neutralize the odor, leaving the air nicer to breathe. This is Monica DeNobrega for Radio Real Estate.
Let Mommy Maids clean your castle with no hassle. Call Mommy Maids and Monica at 604-533-4959, 604-533-4959, or visit mommymaids.com. That's mommymaids.com.
You know, a long time ago when I lived with my parents, one day my mom goes, "What's that smell coming out of the basement?" So she says, she sent me downstairs. It's always the mom send the boy downstairs. Go downstairs, son, and have a look. It was Uncle Dennis. They forgot he was down there. He's been down there for about 6 years, and it wasn't pretty.
Hey.
Call Monica. Call Monica.
Give Monica a call. So Bill is on location, and Bill, it's been a busy week. What kind of people have been coming in to see you for mortgages? You got any first-time buyers out there?
There are a lot of first-time buyers.
Really? I'm surprised.
A lot of first-time buyers looking about what's going on in the marketplace, trying to be smart, trying to make sure that they're actually pre-approved, making sure they have all their documents in line, because, what I say to you that I earn and what I actually do earn could be different, and therefore we want to make sure that it's the same. Because lenders are looking for reasons to turn down people for their applications, for their mortgages. So in this case here, if you have all your documentation all in hand and it verifies exactly what you said, the chances of being approved are much greater.
Interesting point, Bill. You just mentioned that the banks are looking to turn you down. When you go to see the mortgage broker asks you a series of questions. Is the mortgage broker then looking for reasons to get you approved?
Absolutely. The difference between a bank underwriter and a broker underwriter is the bank underwriter says, "Oh, I'm sorry, you don't qualify.
Oh, geez.
Come back again." The mortgage broker says, "Well, looks like that lender doesn't like us, so let's go look at a couple more lenders, see which one will."
So now, Fern, what would happen if somebody, let's say, did not get pre-approved, but they called you or another realtor to go out looking for homes? First of all, what happens then?
Well, that I ask them, ask their haves, needs, and wants and create a relationship with them. But then I ask them who their lender of choice is, and they tell me who it is, and I also say to them, would you like a second opinion on that? And so that's when I give Bill a call, and not only does it qualify the people that with a mortgage broker, exactly as Bill says, that mortgage brokers go shopping for a mortgage for you. They don't turn you down flat and, get you very discouraged and have you go elsewhere. Bill finds mortgages for you.
You know, we haven't talked about this subject matter for a long time in the program, but let's just quickly, a thumbnail sketch about FSBOs for sale by owner people. Is it good to be a FSBO in this kind of market or not?
Well, you can be a FSBO in this kind of market, and yes, your property is going to sell overnight. But a lot of FSBOs do not understand the multiple offer situation, number one.
Right.
They could sell their house twice or three times without even knowing it, and then can end up in a lawsuit.
Oops.
But, the thing is, too, that they don't know. A lot of FSBOs will sell their property saying, oh, well, I like John and Jane because they had this cute little kid, Oscar, and I'll sell it to them. And that's where the emotion comes into it, rather than the business end of it. And FSBOs don't, as a rule, ask people, have you been pre-qualified? And, if the people say yes or no, whichever, that a lot of times our people may or may not tell you the truth. But, with a realtor, it's been pre-qualified because you ask for the documentation. You have that option of calling the mortgage broker and say, I'm just dealing with so-and-so. They say they're pre-qualified through you, and let's work together on this deal rather than, let things slip through the cracks. So, it's interesting to be a FSBO, but there's a lot of ramifications as well.
And once again, FSBO is for sale by owner. Now, just a second ago, you mentioned Johnny. I think in your case, it would be Hargay, wouldn't it? She loves the sunshine. Just kidding. She loves the sunshine. Yeah, but you mentioned a few things like cash offers are great now. Multiple offers are a great thing. But the other thing that's coming up now into the matters is no subjects. So
a lot of times too, and that can be a precarious situation for people because it's not every house that's on the market that is absolutely perfect. There's a lot of defects, number one, and latent defects, number two. And if you're having to go in and make an offer because you're in competition with 5 other offers, and you go in and you don't want a housing inspection, you don't want mortgage brokerage, you don't write subject financing and all these other things, especially with a strata, you want a depreciation report. And there's a lot more information that you need in order to buy a property. And if you go in with absolutely no subjects, you don't have your eyes wide open. And a lot of people have gotten into situations, and especially, well, absolutely in this kind of market, I've had buyers say to me, "Oh, Fern, how do I get out of this deal? I bought it because," and they didn't buy through me. How do I get out of this deal because there's a lot more things wrong with the house than what I figured, or it was misrepresented, or all kinds of things. Because in a real brisk market like this, things do fall through the cracks.
You know what? People are listening to this and saying, this is all fine, but you know what? I still want to be a FSBO, so good luck to you, be a FSBO. But Bill, if I wanted to be a FSBO, do I still come and talk to my mortgage broker? Is that still necessary?
I would always do that. You want to make sure that if you're going to go in and make an offer on a FSBO, you want to make sure that you're qualified so you're not leading the person that's selling it astray.
So,
you want to be approved.
So it doesn't really matter to the mortgage broker if I am for sale by owner person or if I'm working with a realtor?
I think that's important no matter what. I mean, I obviously prefer realtors because I think that you need to have an advocate. You don't go buy a used car without having someone you trust to look at it. You don't go buy stocks or bonds or invest in another company without having some other person who's not involved look at it. So why would you buy a $250,000, $500,000, $1 million house without having a representative? I mean that's crazy. I mean, you're making probably the largest purchase of your entire life, and you're going in blind. You don't have anybody that's looking at working for you.
Well, what you say is get a professional on the job, get a professional realtor, get a professional mortgage broker. I mean, after all, like you always say on the show, would you operate in your own head? Well, I would, but there you go. So hire a professional, right?
But that's you, Tom.
That's absolutely right.
Well, the other thing too is that when you hire a professional, when we're talking about our side of the business right now, those services that we're talking about are all free.
Oh, now free is a very
You kind of go like you have to pay $250 for somebody to look at your car if you're going to go take it to a shop to see whether you're going to buy that secondhand car or not. You're going to have to hire a financial person to go in if you're going to be buying stocks and bonds. I mean, they're taking either an upfront fee or a behind fee when you're buying any kind of mutual funds, and yet you're going to go buy a $250,000, $500,000 house, and you're going to do it just because you're going to do it on gut feeling.
All right, now if you want to get in touch with Mr. Bill Macklem, Bill, what's your telephone number? Bill,
my number is 60. My number is 604. It's been a while, Tom. I mean, I'm a little rusty. I haven't phoned my own office for about 2 or 3 days here. That's 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-4663.
Well, you know what? Your wife is kind of happy, too, because she says you haven't talked to her in a couple of days, and she's just enjoying the peace and quiet so much.
You've been talking to her again, eh?
Yeah, I'm talking. She talks to me, but she doesn't talk to you. There's something. We have to talk, Bill.
No, I think we have to.
Come on. Hey, Fern, now somebody's thinking, I got to sell. I got to get some information about real estate. I want to talk to Fern because she sounds like a nice lady. I hear her on the radio show every weekend. How do I get a hold of Fern?
This is Fern Northcott, and I can be reached either by text or cell at 604-790-9066. That's 604-790-9066. Or it can be emailed fern@smart.com. Fern with an E, smart with T's.com.
You got it. Now, coming up, we're going to be chatting about the greater Vancouver real estate market with a dear friend of the program, Andy Matthew. He's with a new company. You just pointed this out a little while ago, Fern. He's with New Coast Realty, so we'll see what he has in store for us. And, Bill, something's on your mind as usual.
We're going to be looking at the Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Indio area, just about Canadians buying down here. So it should be interesting.
And, even with the Canadian and American dollar, that properties there, I think you'll probably see this, they're not selling as well as what they may be, mainly because a lot of Canadians are putting their properties on the market because of the difference. But, it's balancing it out. Anyway, this is for Northcott of Remax Performance Realty with Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgage, producer Dwayne Bishop, and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house radio real estate on CL 650. Hi, this is for Northcott of Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Baby boomers move for various reasons. Perhaps your home is just too big, or you want to buy that toy you always wanted. Together, we will make that happen. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Tom Lucas from the Radio Real Estate Show with Mike Farkas, my service manager over at North Vancouver Nissan.
With all these beautiful blossoms coming out, it's hay fever season again. We're offering 15% off to all our customers on parts and labor for the replacement of their in-cabin microfilters. And this is the filter that filters the air going into their little environment inside the car.
So if you want more information, you can breathe freely. Go to the web and go to NorthVancouverNissan.com or give Mike a call. Right, Mike?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. As a successful broker owner, I have developed a team of mortgage professionals that support me and my clients. If you're confused with all the mortgage chatter of do's and don'ts, my mortgage team is ready to answer your questions to determine the best mortgage for you. Call 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
Vancouver weather.
It's 10:35. Good morning. A mix of sun and cloud today. Lovely morning outside. A little bit windy as well. Up to 13 for the high today. Clouds and showers in the forecast for tomorrow. And more clouds and showers for Monday. And right now we've hit our high. It is 13 degrees on the Radio Real Estate Show.
CI 650.
I'm gonna make this place your home.
Yeah. I want to make this place my home. However, we don't want any smells coming out of the basement, do we? No, sorry, not according to Mrs. Dino Briga, the mommy maid who's on the show. So, Bill, have you taken care of your basement yet?
I'm waiting. I just want to hear about all the stuff from Monica. I've listened to her.
Oh, yeah.
And Kathy's gone out and bought some stuff. So
Actually,
we'll
good
see
for
what that looks like.
These women know how to do these things. Right now, let's take a look at what's going on in the Lower Mainland. It's Real Estate Time with Andy Mattu of New Coast Realty. Andrew, good morning, my friend. How are you? Hello.
Good morning, Tom. How are you doing today?
I'm good, but a pleasure to have you back on the show with us. I know that you're busy like most realtors out there in British Columbia. You're looking for product because you can sell homes like they're going out of style.
Exactly. Nothing's staying on the market. As soon as it's listed, it's going over asking price. In one day, subject-free, cash offers. No inspection, no subjects, no nothing.
So there are some baby boomers listening to the show this morning. They're thinking, you know what? Maybe we should sell the house. Maybe we should move to perhaps a Soyuz and enjoy life. They should get a hold of you, right?
Yes, for sure.
No.
Perfect time to sell your house for top dollar and go downsize. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, enjoy your life is so right. And the houses are selling pretty quickly, too, these days, right?
Less than a week.
And the property purchase tax is not going to make much of a difference to anybody out there with the way they've changed it.
No.
You still got to pay it. We still got to dance to the music and pay the piper, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, listen, I hope you get some more inventory to sell because Lord knows we need some inventory to sell, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. Now, you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you, my friend, very, very soon.
You too. This is Andy Matthew for Radio Real Estate.
So put Andy at New Coast Realty to work for you. Call 604-307-3000. That's 604-307-3000.
Thank you so much, Fern. It's the Radio Real Estate Show on Smooth and Easy, CIL 650. We haven't done this for quite some time, and this show is kind of like a bus going down the street. There's always new people getting on, and they're saying, "Now that Fern lady, she sounds very nice. She seems to know her real estate business." Let's tell the new listeners a little bit about you, Fern. How long have you been doing real estate?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
In July, the 3rd of July, it'll be 43 years.
Holy cow. That long?
I know.
Wow.
I started when I was 12.
That's why you know your stuff.
Well, you know what? You always got to keep up on stuff as well. And with Bill, is the same idea. I mean, Bill goes to all the conventions and stuff like this, and I do as well. And we have education. You got to keep up with what's going on. But when you have that basis behind you and you have the history behind you, you know what's been going on rather than just picking up the new stuff.
How did you get ready to get into a fascinating career of real estate? What were you doing before that?
Actually, I was working for Eaton's. I was working in fashions, and previous to that, I was working in London, England for a couple of years. And so, you know, it wasn't too many years between high school and real estate. I went into, left high school at 18 and went in real estate when I was 23. And so during that period of time, yes, it's always been in sales, but mainly in fashions.
We like to kid. I know a lot of real estate agents, as you know. I like to kid them a lesson. You got in the world of real estate because you want to make some dough, but that's not necessarily the case. You like to help people more importantly than making some dough, right?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of learning curve. A lot of people say that they want to get into real estate because they like houses and they like people. Well, that's not the total aspect. The real aspect is how good are you at business.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not very good at business, you're not going to make any money, and that's all good and fine if you don't want to pay your bills. But you have to look at the total picture, and liking people and liking houses is a very small sector. I mean, you got to know construction, you got to know mortgaging, you got to know how trends, you have to know demographics. There's all kinds of things that comes along in real estate, and just to like houses and like people doesn't cut it.
You have to know all that stuff?
Yeah.
Gee, well,
if you don't, you know, you're not worth your salt, because nobody can predict the market because we don't have a crystal ball, but you can always go by trends on what has happened in the past. And it's like life. If you haven't had those experiences, how do you base the present and the future on experiences you've never had.
And what she's saying for all you music fans out there is, how do you write the blues when you're 10 years old, right? How do you write the blues if you haven't lived through them, huh?
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? And besides, she does
Been
like
there,
people.
done that too.
And listen, I know you tell a tough story here, Fern, but I know you do like people and you like to help them out too.
Oh, absolutely. You know that I've always said that working with my clients, and it's very diverse. I mean, I've never had to change careers because the career changes on me all the time. And I've always looked at it that I enjoy construction. I enjoy working with people, and I'm paid well for it if I do a good job. And that's what it's really all about, is listening to your clients' needs. And Bill will say the same with your financing. Listen to your clients' needs, and it's kind of a no-brainer that you listen to your client's needs and you supply that need. That's all.
Well, many years ago, Bill Macklin was in Winnipeg. He was just a young guy. I think he was 12 years old. He was 6'3", already weighed 200 pounds. His mom wanted to make a football player out of it, but he had wonky knees. So, why do you guys always have wonky knees? So,
oh, you're so funny.
What the hell's wonky? So you got into the world of finance. You were a college professor at one time.
I actually taught. I can't even speak this morning.
Oh.
I actually taught at the University of Alberta for about 4 years as a night school prof on the opportunity cost of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm raised in Winnipeg, which we like talking about money.
And Neil Young, of course.
Well, I think I was only 14 at the time. Very young.
Neil Young was only 10. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
So, Bill, what got you from instructing and teaching people all about the world of finances and money into actually dealing with it yourself, into the world of mortgages?
RE/MAX came along and offered me an opportunity to join them in the Lower Mainland and become their in-house mortgage broker. And so I did that with that luck move, with a lot of good people behind me, Jake Muldown and Dwayne Johnson and Don McDougall and Vern Ketke, all of those guys. They helped me a lot to get myself established as a broker in the Lower Mainland. And then, just as luck would have it, a little bit of hard work and lots of good people I work with have made me the success we are today.
Now, the important thing about Bill and about Fern is, believe it or not, like doctors, they make house calls. No kidding. Hey, Bill, I know you do.
Absolutely.
I always say it about the end of the show. What are you doing today? Your older son says, I got to go see a client somewhere. So he's off.
No, you got to go see clients.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. And you know what? If you see them on their own turf, I know that with Bill, he works with more facts and figures, but myself, if I see buyers and sellers on their own turf, I get to see how they live, and then it makes it a little bit easier. If they meet me in my office, then I don't see their actual current lifestyle.
You know what would make me nervous? I'm just thinking about this. If I was a realtor and I was doing business the way you do business, Fern, if I went to see somebody on their home turf and I didn't like what I was seeing, I'd get a little bit nervous. You know what I'm saying? Does that ever enter into it?
What do you mean, with the people or with the house itself?
With the situation.
Well, you know what? Yeah, it's real interesting. Now, at this point in my career, because there's so many crazy things going on, and everybody, we all know that certain things have happened to realtors. There's been stabbing, and then that poor little gal, Lindsay, over in Victoria. And actually, I used to babysit her mother, which was, oh, God, terrible situation. But anyway, yes, I have had some interesting things. I've had people come towards me with a knife. And years ago, when they were putting the land development together for, the new crossing in 1986, I had to evict a motorcycle gang out of a house that the province of British Columbia bought. And anyway, I must admit that I've had a few real scary situations, but it gets right back to, again, experience and trust the hair on the back of your neck.
Wait a minute, you mean the Sons of Anarchy, we were in town and you got rid of them?
Well, I don't know where they went, but I got to tell you, I backed my car up that driveway, left my door open. I went in with this notice in my hand, and I was just scared to death. But they didn't know that.
Well, we'll have to ask Bill, because I think they went to California somewhere. Have you seen them at all, Bill, the Sons of Anarchy, and their bikes down there?
No, I haven't.
Because apparently they're looking to buy some more property and need some mortgage money.
Yeah, but I need to have Canadian property.
Good luck with that.
Come on, I think they had their own mortgage money. It's 10:43 in the Radio Real Estate Show.
With the credit extension, I won't pay attention to the words that falling on my ear. Lend me $1, I'll listen to a holler when the pilot around the beer.
Oh, yeah, that was a little bit of advice there for you in that song. Lend me $1, give me a holler, give me another round of beer. But don't sing that when you're going in to see the mortgage broker. All right, Bill?
No, we don't want any beer.
No, we're not.
Sober. So, yeah,
so,
honor those days. It's not the 70s.
Really? So is there any time I'm glad you brought that up. Let's supposing that you're not feeling well that day, and you go in and you make you write an offer to buy a house, or you make an offer to get a mortgage, and then you find out you were not in your right frame of mind. Can you still get out of it these days, or no?
You know what? I'm really not sure of that. You know that there's a real definition between the two now. That I know that when I first started real estate, that if you were 3 sheets to the wind and you were the public and you were buying a home, you could probably get out of it because you plated that you were drunk. But back in the 70s when we used to party hardy, we did our business first, and then when we shut the business down for the day, that's when we would go up to the wheelhouse and have a good time.
Now you see, in radio we used to do the opposite way. We would party hardy and then go and take care of business.
Well, this is true, but the thing is, you're behind the microphone in the studio, and that's different. When Bill or I walk through the door and we're breathing fumes on people, it's not a good impression.
Now, that brings me to another story, but we won't go there right now. It's 10:45, Radio Real Estate Show. Tom Lucas, Dwayne is with us here, Fern is with us, and, of course, Bill is with us. And, Bill, you have something on your mind about property down in California.
I do.
Yeah. Palm Springs is the area. It's a nice area. Lots of blue hairs down there.
Well, they're saying that 2-bedroom second homes in the warm desert is still affordable for many Canadians living in wintry, expensive cities such as Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying like about 3 times the value in Vancouver that you are on a property down here in sunny Palm Springs. I mean, obviously, the lure of a desert getaway tucked by exotic palm trees will continue to draw Canadian buyers to the valley because it's like 70, 80, 90, sunny, no rain. Other than that, it's really tough to take.
Okay, what's your address? Where do I find you? It sounds good. Are you getting a lot of baby boomers that are coming down there to buy property to retire?
There's a lot of. Well, I was talking with. Got a frog in my throat this morning, and it's really not very good.
Spit it out.
No, not on the radio. Please don't.
Oh, true.
Kidding. Sorry, Bill.
No, okay. Well, Becky Bowles from Remax Consultants out here in North Palm Canyon. They have these great names. She was commenting about the fact that you and I had actually talked to her, and we were thinking of having her on the show this morning, and they're so busy with taking clients around, they just don't have time to sit. That they have a number of Canadian buyers in the area, and obviously weekends are the most important time of the week to look at properties, and so they're just humming. They're saying that they haven't seen even though it's been a sharp change from last year when the Canadian dollar was worth slightly more than the American dollar. Second home and investor purchase in Southern California is still strong. I mean, it's not as strong as it was, but it's still continuing on. Fewer buyers are paying in cash, but a lot of them are just buying the homes and then taking some equity out of their homes in Canada.
Let's supposing that Fern and I were going to buy a place in Palm Springs together on this thing, and we came in to see you. Do we have to live down there, or can we just buy it as an investment property? Do you know?
But you can buy it as an investment property. We've got a minimum of 35% down. One of our people here has 40% of his people are actually from Canada buying properties. So there's a lot of people coming down here to look at properties. I mean, obviously there's some changes because of what's going on in the dollar. We talked to some retailers, and they're saying that Canadians are coming down, either own a property or going to buy a property. They're having meals out, but there's no extra dollars to spend on the frills. Like you might go to the stores and buy some stuff. So all the stores that have huge sales on right now.
Just on the other side of the coin, to be the devil's advocate, Fern and Bill, maybe both of you could give me an answer on this. I've heard, too, that a lot of Canadians that own property in the States, because of the dollar right now, are actually selling their properties in the States and putting some dough in the bank again.
Yes. They are.
That's very true.
It's interesting, but you know what? Because what Bill said, with prices dropping a bit in the last couple of years, that baby boomers in Canada have a lot of disposable income. Not only money in their houses, but RSPs and all kinds of stuff that they've saved all their lives. And here they are, 60, 65 years old, 70 years old, and saying, look, I got all the rest of this cash, and my kids don't need it. Let's go play. And that's where this comes into being, is that they we'll go play. It's the same in Mexico. They do exactly the same thing as invest the money in a property and live in the sunshine of the year.
When have you ever heard a kid saying to his parents, no, I don't need any money, Mom or Dad. I'm fine.
Well, that's never happened. But,
No.
the whole thing is that if you have your money and then you sell your family home, move into a one-bedroom condo, and then you don't have anybody moving home with you.
I understand. Now, Bill, you guys are painting a great picture about Palm Springs down there. I've never been down there, but I'd love to go down there. Maybe we'll go over there after Cuba. What do you think? I'm just a.
It's a date.
I
Okay.
would go here.
Yeah. So now, we like the area, Bill, and we want to buy some property down there. Do we come to see you first? Do we go and see somebody down there? What would you suggest we do about money?
You come and see us first.
Mm-hmm.
As Fern was saying, there's a lot of Canadians that are selling their properties down here because they bought it during the recession. Now there's a profit. What is not said is that those people are then taking that money and buying bigger homes to entertain friends and family. Now they can buy their 3, 4, or 5-bedroom home with a larger pool, and so they're taking their equity that they've got from the 2006, 2007, 2008 purchases and re-spending the money down here because it's still a place to come. I mean, you're 2 hours away from Canada. The weather is better, so you know people come to us in Canada and say, okay, I want to take some equity out. I want to buy something. Because when you have the opportunity of either buying something down in the States or putting the money into a mutual fund, you kind of think, well, gee, well, if I buy the property in the States, I can live in it. I can't live in a mutual fund.
Yeah, kind of like me. I like to be able to touch and feel things, right?
Exactly.
Well, true. People are living longer now. They're healthier now due to all of the stuff that's going on in our society. And, you know, long gone are the days where you turn 65 and sit in your rocking chair on the porch. Now you're buying a piece of property in Palm Springs and getting out the golf clubs and, you know, playing pickleball and all that kind of stuff and just enjoying life.
Or you say, hey, we're 65, honey. You want to dance in that cage like you did when you were 14? Want to be a go-go girl again?
Oh, that's a pretty scary thought.
Isn't it? Isn't it? So listen, we have a lot of baby boomers that listen to this program and they think, you know, Mexico and also places like Palm Springs, California sound really, really interesting. But there are some family members. We have some kids that are probably in their 30s and 40s right now. Any opportunities down there for work, do you think?
Well, you know, in the States, you got to get your green card. And in Mexico, you got to get residency. So, you know, that... yes, it's possible. It's a lengthy process, more so in the States than in Canada.
Okay. And any last words? Anybody's thinking about moving down there, Bill?
I think that if you're going to move down here, now would be the time to buy because I think that there's a bit of soft spot right now in the marketplace. Even though the realtors I was talking about were still busy, I think that you're going to get a better return on your investment. American economy is starting to come back, and so you're going to see an increase in the values of these properties. So even though you may be paying a 20 or 30% differential on your dollar, if the market starts moving upwards, you're going to get that back in no time.
All right. Now, Furnace, somebody heard Bill chatting this morning. How do they get a hold of Bill online for more information?
And so to get expert mortgage information online, you visit billymac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, MAC.com, or by calling Bill at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
And if somebody would like to get a hold of you, Fern, after hearing today's program, how do they do that?
I can be reached on my cell either at 604-790-9066, cell or text 604-790-9066.
And Bill, one of your buddies is standing by in the wings. He's in the green room. He's ready to do his thing.
Oh, yes. Now, in our next segment, though, we're going to hear from our radio real estate home handyman, where we're going to spend some money with Finn Jensen. And this morning, Finn chats about the modernization boom taking place in our residential sector.
Good morning. It's Tom Lucas with our co-host, Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty, Bill Macklin, president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop, and you're listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
Your life's too busy to be doing the things that you don't want to do. Hi, it's Monica at Mommy Maids. We'll free up your time by taking care of all your cleaning needs. We have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or one-time special occasion plans available, including move-in and move-outs. Commercial and residential cleaning performed by bonded, insured, WCB-covered, uniform cleaning experts. You deserve a break, and Mommy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959 or visit mummymaids.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott from Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Real estate is the greatest investment you will ever make. Approach it as an adventure, financially and emotionally without mistakes. I have a plan for making your real estate investments work for you. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, at 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
CIL 650. I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in and stops my mind from wandering. I'm filling the cracks that ran through the door and kept my mind from wandering.
10:54 on the Radio Real Estate Show, and time now for our Radio Real Estate Home Handyman. The guy's name is Finn Jensen. He's got something on his mind as usual this morning. Finster, good morning.
Good morning, Tom, and good morning, everyone. The modernization boom in the residential sector has been going on for some time. Older homes are being updated, particularly the bathrooms and kitchens. New construction hasn't been standing still either. It's impossible for developers to ignore the latest in materials and design because competition demands a high degree of compliance. The momentum is forward. To stand still is to be swept backwards. But it wasn't always so driven. For a long time, it remained timeless. It seemed that people thought that if it was good enough before, it's good enough today. And it wasn't exactly due to the lack of choices. North America is, and always has been, an appliance leader in innovation and other kinds of household goods. It seems the real push began in the 1930s when there were tough times all around. So manufacturers tried to stimulate the economy with new ideas and approaches to housewares. As it turned out, they were reasonably successful. But then when things got better, things really took off. And here we are. Before that, kitchens and bathrooms were pretty much built by the same person. He laid the wooden floors, built the counters and the cupboards. He could even frame the kitchen sink, which was then fitted with a metal liner such as copper or tin plate. Same for the bathroom. Basins and a tub, just metal and wood. Of course, more modern appliances were available, but ceramic and cast iron was more expensive. And given the fact that not all homes had electricity, that was a small inconvenience. With an outhouse and a wood-fired laundry tub in a shack, heck, hot water was a coil heater attached to a wood stove. And they were happy. They had found everything that they came for. This is St. Jensen for Radio Real Estate. Talk to you next week.
Let Finn take care of all your plumbing and heating needs. For fast, reliable, and dependable service, call Finn at Gentech Mechanical Insulation. 778-378-2740. That's 778-378-2740.
Now, Finn just brought up a subject matter, reno or demo. We haven't talked about it on the show for a long time. Remo or demo? Are you finding that people are doing more renovations than demolitions?
Existing
Depends on the
homeowners are doing
area.
reno.
You know that if you get into Surrey area and the property is still, the lot itself is still zoned under the land use contract, which came into being in the 70s, you can bulldoze the house down and you can build a larger house on it than you can if it's not an LUC property. So yes, reno or what'd you say? Reno or demo?
Yeah. So reno. And Bill, what are you finding?
I find that with with folks that already own their own property, they're going for the reno aspect of it because it's quite expensive to go to a demo.
Mm-hmm.
With the way costs are and probably the demand of the building trades, you're going to have to pay fairly good top dollar on getting those trades to look after your property. Whereas if you're doing a reno, you can do some of it yourself. You can get some tradespeople that come in and help you out. So we're finding a lot more renovation people getting done.
Now, I'm sure that the both of you know people that work in both industries, so maybe we should get them on and have a little roundtable discussion one day. It could be kind of interesting.
You know what? That's a very good idea.
Thank you.
Very good idea.
It's my first good idea all year. So it's 10:57.
I have just the guy.
Do you really?
Actually, it's interesting because I had a client get in touch with me yesterday, and they are going to be renovating their townhouse. So I just got in touch with Tony, said, "Are you interested? How busy are you, Tony?" And I put the two of them together, and she will give them a quote. Actually, I had him redo my whole patio and extend it last year. And, that kind of stuff. So sometimes, yes, it is better to reno than demo or even move. And again, this is why we make house calls, because we look at the haves, needs, and wants of our clients, financially, emotionally, and house-wise.
Now, if I want you to come over after the program, I know you'll be delighted too. Fern, how do I get a hold of you? What's your telephone number?
I can always be reached at 604-790-9066. That's 604-790-9066.
Or they can email or go on the web, right?
Yeah, you can reach me by email. It's fern@smart.com. That's Fern with an E, smart with 2 T's.com.
Our house in the middle of our street.
And everybody in South Surrey knows how to find Mr. Bill Macklin, but just in case you're new to the area, Bill, where do we find you?
You can find me at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Okay, now they're in South Surrey. They're heading down 24th Avenue, and where do they look for your office?
Well, they're going to look at 15388 24th Avenue. We're in the corner of 154 and 24th. If you see the Remax office, Colonial Pacific on the one corner, you'll see Pure Pharmacy on the other. And where we right beside Pure Pharmacy, drive around into the parking lot, you'll see our door. Come on into Suite 108.
Or you're right across the street from the Peninsula Shopping Center, right?
Yes, we are. And it's very close. People sometimes park there, but we advise them not to.
And there's a couple of restaurants.
Is becoming, parking is becoming quite a diminishing opportunity there. So you got to be very careful where you park.
And there's a couple of restaurants, and Bill will be delighted to take you over for lunch. Let me tell you, guys, a wonderful job, Fern. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you, Tom.
We'll talk to you next week back here.
Always.
And Bill, we'll talk to you too. You get your wife. She's got the cleaning supplies. And I think she has a job for you when you get home. Something about the basement. I don't know what.
She bought a supply of stuff. There's a box with some kind of fumigants or something. I don't know.
You're going to smell nice and clean when you get home. It's the Radio Real Estate Show on CL 650. That's it. Thank you to Fern Northcott, to Bill Macklem, and thank you to Dwayne Bishop. I'm Tom Lucas, and I'll see you bright and early, 7 o'clock Monday morning on Smooth and Easy CL 650. Thank you. Bye.